Picture this. You have two coaches. Coach number one has hundreds of thousands of views on everything they're posting. They're getting 2 to 3 posts out every single day, but they're still stuck between 2 to 6K per month in revenue and struggling to grow. They're not getting enough clients in. Person B, on the other hand, is posting once a day, 7 posts a week. They're getting 1,000 to 2,000 views per post, but they are getting 5 to 10 clients every single month, consistently and growing towards 15K per month. What makes them so different? It's not just the difference in views, and I'm going to explain it all to you today so you also can be like coach number 2 while getting in clients, growing your online fitness coaching, and actually becoming fully booked. My name is Vegard. I've grown from 5 to 60 clients in less than 5 months as an online fitness coach, hitting 15K months consistently. And I've also, in later months, reached 30K per month with my online fitness coaching offer. Now, the thing that very many people think to be the case is that they have to do some magical ads or some magical funnel, or have to post a ton of content. They have to have high volume, or that it's a certain format that they have to use, like this or that, or recipes, and that's how you get clients. But it's not. That's absolutely not how you get clients. And there are certain steps that I take with my clients to make sure that they go from just having views or having followers or struggling to get clients in to actually getting clients predictably, knowing when the clients are coming in and actually controlling the whole process. So I'll break it all down today, and I'll show you how Emilia went from 1.5 clients per month in average to getting 11 clients in just 6 weeks, while still getting around 1,000 to 2,000 views per video, just posting 5 videos per day, and it's not with any crazy ad spend. So first things first, what we're using is called the client assembly. The client assembly is a 6-step process, with step number 1, getting clear on your story, who you want to help, how you want to help them. Step number 2 is actually grabbing traffic in to your Instagram page. So getting eyeballs into your Instagram page and hopefully having them follow you. Step number 3 is building trust with all those eyeballs that have joined your Instagram page. Step number 4 is posting things that make people take action. And all of the 3 previous steps, you can actually control this perfectly fine, which is one of the major parts I'll speak about today. Step number 5 is the actual delivery to the clients, making sure that the word keeps spreading. And step number 6 is optimizing with hiring and systems. When you have all of these 6 steps in place, you are going to get fully booked very quickly when you do this correctly. But it's very important that step number 1 is perfect from the start, but I'll break down every single step today. Now, step number 1, the reason this is so important is that if you are not clear on exactly who you're speaking to with your content, then everyone is going to feel a bit targeted by what you're saying. Like, it could be a bit funny to them, or a bit relatable, or it could speak a bit to their pain. But the problem is that little bit it's speaking to them is not enough to actually drive any action on the back of that, build any trust on the back of that, and they're still just gonna watch your content, click like, engage, share it, and this results in the forever problem that coaches are facing, where they're posting a ton, they have their ads, they're getting the views as I mentioned, but they're not getting clients in. And when they get people on calls, it's price objections. They don't want to buy because of the price. You get low intent people on the calls, and you get few of them because it just appeals to everyone, right? So that's just step number 1, of course. And what you need to get in place to have step number 1 actually work is to look at your timeline, your story. Or if you're coaching someone who is completely different to you, look at like your dream client's timeline. Where have you been stuck between the start and now? And in which area are you best equipped to help? So in which of these stop points are you best equipped to help? In which of these stop points do you actually want to help? Like, what do you want to help? And in which of these stop points do you actually remember how you felt when you were stuck? What your problems were? And this is all going to be very important, because you need to have an avatar you speak to, that you know the exact emotion of, because you have to target that with your content. You need to know the exact problems they have, so you know what to solve. And you also need to want to work with them. It has to be something that you want to do as well, so you actually put in the effort. And lastly, it has to be somewhere you're actually equipped to help. If it's something super recent, you were stuck like 2 weeks ago and you've just gotten out, say you were struggling to become a bodybuilder and you've just started with a bodybuilding coach, you're not ready to coach bodybuilders before you actually have the proof by succeeding as a bodybuilder, right? And then you could coach that niche. So I hope that makes sense. So you want to find this spot, and that's going to be your avatar. That's the most important step of all, because when you know that, everything else builds onto that. So that's the first thing, okay? Then we move over to step number 2. Now that you know who you are targeting with your content, who you're going to speak to with absolutely everything that you speak about. And it's important that you got super clear on that. Then you are going to create top of funnel content. That's ordering in people for your client assembly belt. Okay, so the assembly belt, you're ordering in people now, and the assembly belt is gonna pull them over, and then you're gonna box them as clients in the end, basically. But the top of funnel process is ordering them in, actually having them come into your profile. And the thing here is, a lot of people would run ads, form ads. You would add questionnaire ads, for example. But the questionnaire ads, what's the problem with questionnaire ads? They get shown to people one time and you pay for that one time. Then they forget you afterwards, unless you pay more so it gets shown again and again and again to them. But they disappear out of your life. You always have to pay more to have your ad shown to more and more people all the time. But when you instead run the traffic ad to your page, getting followers in, ordering the clients in, ready for the assembly line. When you do that, you get people into your Instagram profile, and no matter if you turn off your ads, you will always have the followers there. So whatever content you post after that, whatever stories, whatever long form, whatever DMs you do, it's all gonna nurture them, instead of just having to pay all the time to get new traffic in, and it's just gonna get more expensive as well. I know a lot of people running these questionnaire ads. I know big corporations doing it on a large scale, and it's extremely expensive for very low intent leads. And there's a reason to that too, but I won't cover that today. Now, top of funnel is going to be the ads. So just a basic follower ad or a boosted reel. You can boost one of your content pieces that speaks to your avatar. You could boost that and you're going to get followers into your page. The other thing that is important to make people follow is that you have other top of funnel content pieces on your page. And top of funnel content is going to be things on the micro level. So very narrow topics that helps your audience, very like broad viral formats. So it could be this or that. It could be like all the formats that a lot of you probably are already doing very well. But it's not enough just doing the top of funnel, and I'll get back to that. Now, you do these viral formats, you do exercise tutorials, you do nutritional tutorials, you could do a very good top of funnel format is showing that you train someone else, showing that you help someone else with nutrition in the store. That's a crazy good top of funnel format, because the only goal with top of funnel is creating curiosity. You just want people curious, so they click your profile and want to see more of you, and they're gonna follow you, right? Now, what a lot of people do wrong is just going for the views, right? If it doesn't create curiosity with your avatar, it's not gonna matter. It's just gonna create noise. It's not gonna help you. So you have to create curiosity for your avatar, and that's very specific exercise tutorial clips, as I mentioned, recipes, as I mentioned, viral formats with quick tips that just give a very quick tip to someone, instant value, right? And it's visual. They're gonna get curious, right? And showing you training someone else, showing you doing the shopping for someone else, showing you on a client call. All of these things in the human nature, when you speak to someone else, show someone else in public, and they can see your expertise. What's gonna happen? They are going to feel like you're an expert and become more curious. If you do group events, like you go to Marbella for a training camp, film it and post it. That's gonna be top of funnel. Now, Okay, you get people into your profile, perfect. But what next? What is the reason this isn't enough? Because when people just come into your profile, they just keep seeing content that gets them curious. Maybe they send you a message, maybe they book, but they're not going to be heavy on pain. So almost none of them are going to actually buy. They would be willing to pay what I call a tier 1 price. So a tier 1 client is a client where you can sell a low ticket program, where it's group access, you only give them a training plan. That's perfect. If you only post top of funnel, that's absolutely perfect. And that should be like $20 to $50 per month. Because the people at top of funnel level, as long as they know it's a very low price, then you can sell a huge volume because you get a lot of eyeballs in, right? You get a lot of eyeballs that are curious to what you do, but it's not enough pain that they would pay more. Now, when we move over to the next step, which is step number 3, middle of funnel, and this is the trust building stage. When you dial in this step, you will be able to charge more, you will get more messages going, people will answer you more often, they will be more eager to hear your advice, and you will start to have influence over them and their decisions as well. And the reason for this is that middle of funnel content is content giving out advice. You just show your expertise by giving out value. Step 1, 2, 3 of how to do X thing. Giving out your specific, not specific solution, but your opinion, your strong opinion, like your values, your standpoint on a case. So it could be a news article and you come with your standpoint on it. It could be a myth you have heard and you come with your standpoint. So it's a reframe. By you standing tight on your values, you give people a reframe. It could also be a mental reframe, just without having any strong values on it. It could just be some common problem your clients are facing. And you could just speak about that. A common problem I see is this, but that's not the real reason. It's actually this. That's a reframe, okay? So all of that is gonna give either, okay, this makes sense, I'm gonna test that, value. Strong belief, so you're going to be respecting the person more because he stands on his beliefs and arguments for it. And the last one, the reframe, is going to give people the aha feeling. Aha, that makes sense. And all of this is going to build more trust. There's one more thing that you have to have here. And that's showing your lifestyle as well. Because you want to show you are at the point where your clients want to get. You're living that life. You're doing the things, you're walking that path. That's going to build an immense amount of trust in a market where almost everyone are selling things they haven't actually done. And when almost everyone does that, just do the opposite. Just sell what you've actually done. Be yourself, be authentic. That's one more thing. When showing your lifestyle as well, that's thing number 4 there. Thing number 5 is showing authentic clips. So talking about your own story. When were you stuck? What did you learn? Storytelling. That's a perfect middle of funnel. Now, this will be paired with you actually messaging people on your profile. So people will reach out to you to get a long form content piece that you've created, a podcast episode like this one. It could be just when they follow you or like content or comment or whatever. But you should reach out and speak to your followers. Try to help them dig into what problems they're facing. See if you have any resources that can help, or if they want help with getting this done, right? With getting help to actually improve this. Now, all of that is going to build a ton of trust. You speaking with them, you posting the middle of funnel content. That's all going to build a ton of trust. Then we still haven't made a ton of clients, right? Because now they trust you a bit. But you might, people that nail top of funnel only will have like a link in their bio. People will go in and buy. People that nail middle of funnel as well as top of funnel are going to have a link in their bio with more normal coaching, basically. So not only a group setting, but normal coaching. And that's fine. But they're not actually speaking to them in the DMs. And when you go to actually nailing in the bottom of funnel, then you're going to bridge with the DMs that I talked about previously, that builds trust. But you're also going to bridge it over to actually having a call. So in the DMs, you're going to speak about, do you want help with this? Get them on a call. Follow up on leads you haven't answered. Follow up on leads that hasn't answered you all the time. This is what reusing the followers that I mentioned before, that's why this style of funnel is so powerful. Now, content-wise, what you want to do here is do stories. So story sequences, like Instagram stories. Twice a week, I want you to post social proof. A result from a client, and speak about where were they, what have you done, where are they now. Do that twice a week. If you don't have enough social proof, speak about your results or speak about general results of your clients. But do that twice a week, and on the end of that, call to action. Send me a message with this, and I'll show you exactly how I work. In your bio, you're gonna have send a message with this, and I'll show you exactly how I work. That's going to create action. And then in your actual content, you're going to speak about client results. So you're gonna show client transformations, before and afters, but with the story, with the whole story behind it. You're going to show objection handling content, speak about the common objections. So if people say they don't afford your program all the time, speak about that. You're going to create urgency, speaking about, okay, the time of year right now, it's the best time to start because of this, and if you don't start, this is going to happen later. That creates natural urgency. And the fourth thing is scarcity. I only work with people that are Make it scarce. Make people want to work with you. Make it clear that you have a certain type of person and standard that you work with. Now, that's going to be bottom of funnel. And basically, the end goal of bottom of funnel is, of course, moving them over to a call, closing them on that call. If you don't close them, they're back into the DM process, and you keep sending them messages and following up until they're unqualified, and you remove them from your follow-ups. Now, the thing that most people fail about so far when getting fully booked is, and we're not done yet, there's still very important steps to come, by the way. But the place where people really stop here is that they only do one of these things. Because nobody has taught them exactly how to do top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, right? And it's hard to do this consistently and do it right. But when you do, you can control the funnel, because if you know you posted a ton of top of funnel, you're going to go heavier on middle of funnel and bottom of funnel the next period. If you know you've posted a ton of bottom of funnel and you've gotten a ton of clients, you're going to go heavier on top of funnel and middle of funnel to get more leads in again. And ideally, you're going to find that perfect balance between all three. So you get eyeballs and followers, you build trust with them constantly, and you convert them with your stories and your few reels as well. Now, when you have signed someone on, the job isn't done, because you can get as many clients in. I actually spoke to someone very recently, and this person is getting a quite good amount of clients in, but the person is also losing a big amount of clients out. So there has been no growth for a very long time, and this is very usual for online fitness coaches, because you have your binding period. The clients aren't necessarily, like, they could say they're happy, but they aren't necessarily happy enough to think that, okay, I should keep staying with this person. Like, to give you an example, the clients I have with the best results, like the way best results, the clients I have that have the best results and are the best at going on their own, like they're ready for going on their own. I've told them several times. They are still the ones that have stayed with me the longest. Some of them have stayed with me for 2 and 3 years. 2 and 3 years, people that have crazy results, but also could do everything on their own, and they know it, but they love the service, they look up to me as a person, and that's where it's so important to have the delivery correctly. When your client signs up with you, a lead becomes a client, you have to onboard them extremely effectively. Like, the first day, they should be in the app, they should have filled out their form, they should have gotten a message with the next steps. Everything should be clear. You should have a video, a welcoming video, explaining the whole process. You should have booked them in for their onboarding call. And then, after your onboarding call, you should have updated, and the program should be ready. You should have updated the programs. Then after that, you should have a clear beginning phase where they get quick wins. Then you should have a clear phase where they hit milestones. And then you should have something making it worth for them to stick to it over time. So either if it is you checking in with them on a call every third month or every second month, if it's a community group, if it's webinars, like weekly webinars, whatever it is, you should have it. And basically, what this is going to do is that clients see immense value in staying with you over time, and most importantly, the start phase, where they're most volatile in feeling like the value is bad or feeling like the value is good, is perfected. They're gonna feel like the value is insane, and the value will drop over time. It always does. Like, that's why someone will quit at one point in your program. And the reason people quit before the binding is over is because the value dropped below. Like, imagine there's a line here. There's a line here. If it goes below this, they quit the program. Here, they start. So here's the line. Here they start. If the onboarding is shit, they're already below the line, because they see that, oh shit, I've just done this, I paid a ton of money and it's not good. What am I gonna do? And when the binding is over, they quit. If the onboarding is good, it's going up. If they get great result, it goes even more up. And then it goes slowly down, and maybe 1 year later, they're gonna quit. And then when you keep clients, rather than keeping them for 6 months, you keep them for 12 months. Guess what? Without getting more clients, your business has doubled. So if you did 6K before, you're doing 12K now. Just from that. That's how easy it is when you dial that in. So if you have all these steps in place, the only thing that's left to do is make sure over time, this is not relevant if you're just at 2 to 6K right now, not relevant. You should still be doing the things yourself. But when you start approaching 10 to 15K, you should look at the tasks that take you an immense amount of time and energy, but are very cheap to outsource. So editing, for example. If you're editing a ton of your videos, outsource it. If your client delivery like one-to-ones without the check-ins, you could outsource just the messages if you want. You could outsource just program updates. Whatever you spend a ton of time on, you should outsource. And basically the only thing you cannot outsource completely is the marketing itself. You are going to do the marketing. You are going to come up with ideas, film them. You always have to be the one in front of the camera. Not always, but if you want to build a personal brand, if you're watching this video, you probably have to be in front of that camera. But what you dial in all of these steps, basically, you are going to know who to target, how to bring people into your profile, how to build trust with them, how to move them over to a call and close them. You're going to know how to deliver so well that people just stays, and also, forgot to mention it, they will refer other people. So more people will come in on the front end. You have better results from the delivery as well. So you have more results you can market. Again, to the top of funnel. Creating curiosity, bringing more people in. And also to the bottom of funnel, showing the before-after story of the client, making people take action. Nothing makes people take action like a good testimonial. And your business is going to be growing at a crazy higher rate when you do this correctly. It's actually insane. Like, there's a reason my business went so quickly from 5 to 60 clients. We had a combination of top funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. I had a great follower ad for my niche, my avatar. And at this point, we hadn't worked with delivery, right? But within the 5 months it took, we still had binding period on clients anyways. So that didn't matter at that point. But we improved the delivery and we went up to 30K per month. Now you could do the same thing, but I know information and actually implementing all of it, it's two completely different things. You have a ton of info from AIs, from people on the internet all the time. But the most important part is actually getting it done and getting it done correctly. Getting the data correctly, knowing when to do what. Knowing which steps you have to take. Knowing what to do when things go wrong. That's what's important. It's the doubt that's killing the growth for most coaches. And of course, a bit of the knowledge on the funnels. And if you want help with this, I do offer that. And right now, I have an offer where I only take half of the payment right now, and the other half you only pay when you hit 7.5K increased revenue in US dollars. So when your monthly revenue increases by 7.5K, I get the other half of my payment. So if you want to join, just send me a message on Instagram with funnel, Funnel, and send you all the info on how it works. And if not, make sure to take action on all of this, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode.